Are you looking to do deals and master flipping houses? Welcome to the DoDeals Show with our host, Mr. Tim Maas. As a successful investor and mentor to many real estate investors, Tim's students consistently run 6- and 7-figure investing businesses. Each week, you'll hear from top real estate investors who share the best strategies, systems, and secrets that you can use to be more successful. Tim and his guests will pull back the curtain for you to learn their exact tactics, tricks, and tools that are working best right now in today's real estate market. Now, let's welcome Mr. Tim Maas.
All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome Facebook Live. Today, on this interview, I have my good friend Victor Maas. He's an attorney, real estate attorney out of San Antonio market. He's also the president of the San Antonio REIA as well. Victor is a very successful real estate investor, and what he specializes in is doing deals with no money out of pocket, not even for marketing dollars. He does 1 to 5 deals a month with not having to spend any money. So, Victor, what is your one best tip for how to do real estate deals when you're broke and you don't have any money or credit?
Yeah, no kidding. Which is a lot of people. Find distressed leads. That's my number one tip. And they're out there. They're in such abundance. You can count on people doing several things: dying, getting sick, divorcing, not paying their bills. You can always count on people to do that. So learn to spot the lead sources. They come from many that you and I both know. So yeah, find distressed leads, find the owners, make offers. Lots of offers.
Gotcha. Okay. So somehow find them for free, obviously, right? So like courthouse, someone has a list.
Yeah.
Online. Yeah. Online's a great.
Are free.
Right. And I know a lot of people use Facebook to also find the owners too, right? So that's another way.
I use Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, government records to locate people and skip searching techniques.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, Facebook. There you have it. Find distressed seller leads and contact them, right? And you'll be able to do your deals. And so make sure you keep an eye out for when we post this entire interview. We're going to go in depth on how Victor goes about, doing 1 to 5 deals without spending any marketing dollars. And his profit on these deals, they're pretty good.
I just made 25 yesterday, and I put no money into it. I did it on Monday, and I already wholesaled it yesterday.
I love it. And so make sure you keep an eye out for when we post the interview. All right, Facebook Live. See you. Awesome. Perfect. All right. So, Victor, we're going to go into, the rest of our interview here. If you can start by sharing with everybody a little bit about you and your background. I know you're an attorney. And so share with us about that. And I guess especially like why are you over here doing real estate when attorney, they make good money?
Not really, but I'll tell you the truth. So long story short, went to college. Actually, I was in the military first. Realized I didn't like being at the bottom of the totem pole because, crap rolls downhill. So as soon as I can get out of the military, I got out. So then I went into college, and I finished college in 2 years and 4 months. I went to summer schools. I treated it as I got to get it done so that way that diploma, that degree would get me opportunities, right? And in my last semester of college, I got one of those opportunities, a full-time salaried position, and not even 3 weeks, they decided to get rid of my position because they couldn't train me. And I swore that moment I would never let anybody control my future. And because I was really bothered, I was willing to bust my ass, do whatever it took, show up early, stay late, clean the floors. I don't care. I wanted to learn the business. And once again, if you put your trust in a business or something to keep you employed, good luck with that. Okay? There aren't a lot of pensions out there these days because companies are coming and going, and it's about the stock prices and whatever. So essentially, I made an agreement with myself that I would go to law school. I had to wait about a year for my wife to finish undergrad. We went, finished college, law school, came back, and I started practicing as a lawyer. And I'd always been into the Carlton sheets, how to get into real estate investing. My dad, God bless him, had like 20 properties. He died of cancer when I was in college. And he just liquidated everything, didn't want to burden anybody with it. But I wish we had kept those properties because we'd have 20 plus properties free and clear today. But yeah, that would have been nice. But he just wanted, to leave no distractions for anybody when he was gone from cancer. But at 2 years out of law school, I'm practicing law. I'm not making any money, man. Seriously. I'm lucky if I'm making 40 a year, and I went to law school. You know why? There's too many goddamn lawyers in this country. There's too many damn lawyers in San Antonio and Houston and Dallas, Austin, you name it. So somewhere in my middle and did my first deal just by happenstance, just by luck. Somebody wanted to do a deal. I'd read the books, buy it 70 cents on the dollar minus repairs, made an offer. They didn't want to do it. They wanted way too much for it. But I made a deal with them anyway to do a lease option. Allow me to go in there, fix it up a little bit, try to wholesale it. And I did. And my first deal ever, I netted in 6 weeks, $13,500. I was so proud of myself. I finally made my first big fat check. And you and I, we know better than that's just on the, that's on the low side. But when you're starting out, that's a great day for you. It frees you up to start thinking about what you want to do with your life. So a few months later, I had finally made the decision I was going to get a mentor. And I cannot emphasize how important that is. Why reinvent the wheel? Now, there's a bunch of clowns out there that they say they're gurus and trainers, but they're really out of some corporation somewhere on the other end of the country. They don't know Houston. They don't know San Antonio. They don't know Austin or Dallas. We do. So I found a guy, in fact, in Houston who trained me where to look for leads, how to look for the leads, and what to do once you find the owners. And it was really like just amazing hands-on training. I spent 4 days with this guy, hands-on, knocking on doors, figuring out where those amazing leads were coming from. We only focused on one, and we were killing it, and that was pre-foreclosures. If you can find the folks, a lot of them have already abandoned the homes. Your job is to find them.
Oh, connections out here. Can you hear me, Victor?
Them down from like 800 down to like 40.
Hey, Victor, can you rewind because you froze for a couple minutes there. So go back to so you start with the pre-foreclosure. So start there.
Yeah, so I got trained in pre-foreclosures. And so when I came back to San Antonio after I did my training, that next day I found about 800 foreclosures, and I whittled it down to about 40. And then I mapped them out, and this was a while back. We still had those maps that, you have to go through.
Yeah.
Okay, not to Google or any of that stuff yet. And my first house I ever went to with all my fear of like, oh my God, I got to talk to a seller. I knocked on the door. I walked around. I could tell it was vacant. And in less than 3 hours, I owned that property. Not put it under contract. Owned it because they're willing to just do a subject to deed. And since I'm a lawyer and I had a trainer who showed me the perfect way to do it, I was able to get a subject to deed.
Nice.
Signed in front of a notary. I own that sucker. I don't even know how much is actually owed against it in the mortgage that's foreclosing. That didn't stop me. My mentor taught me get the fish in the boat, and if it's not good, throw it back.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I own the property, and that was my first deal I ever did, and I did a rehab. And I think start to finish, it took us like 3 months, and we probably made about $22,000 on it. And you and I are smart guys. We now know that wholesaling is the place to be. But if it's a huge profit, then you don't need the money. Then do the foreclosure, the rehab.
Right.
So I proceeded to do 5 deals with my mentor, and I learned a lot of things. And man, it just shaved years of learning. And over the last 12 years or so that I've been an investor, I keep learning new techniques. One of my favorite techniques is you can't place judgments on homesteads after September 1st, 2007. So when you find a home with a judgment or multiple judgments, that's to your advantage. It's not your job to explain the legality to a seller. And I swear, since that day of doing my first deal, I've just been killing it for years. I recently did a deal where I moved my family into it, Tim, and I bought it for $29,000, and it was worth $300,000.
Wow.
Yes, because it had 3 judgments on it, and I was able to get them removed for this much.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, and the $29,000 was the back taxes, pal.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't have a mortgage anymore. We own a $300,000 home, free and clear.
Wow.
What's that?
Wow, that's hot. That's hot. So, do you specifically market to find those type of deals? Like, do you is there a way to pull a list of all of the owner-occupant properties that have judgments on them?
You can do that. It's going to take a long time for you to do that. Like in our county, we can actually specifically search for properties with judgments filed against them from now till like 10 years ago. But it's effort. I was here at my office 2 nights ago, not last night, the night before, working on tax delinquent list. I know where to get it. Cost me $150 to get the CD. I'm able then to transfer it over into a spreadsheet. It took a while, but we got it done. And then I started with over 50,000 leads. Now, between you and I, most of them are garbage leads. You got to know how to get rid of a lot of them, big chunks. For example, there's 15, 20 zip codes in my city that I really like, that I'm willing to go after, but the rest I don't really care. So I can get rid of all of those. And then I can get rid of like busy streets. I don't want to buy a house on a busy street, and so forth. And I just keep cleaning it and cleaning. I started at 4:30, and I was done at 9:30. I physically did it, did not leave until I was done. We got that 50,000 plus down to 5,700. Okay? Now, we're not even done yet. Now we got to go back to the county tax office to verify if they still owe a lot of money in back taxes. If they don't, what's the point? My hope, Tim, is that we get that list down to about 2,500. Once we get it down to 2,500, then the option is, if you want to do it cheaply, visit one zip code at a time. Okay? By having it in one zip code in town, you can visit, I've done it, 100 houses in less than 6 hours. And of those 100, you're hoping to find 10 to 20 to 30 that are vacant or distressed. Plus, additionally, you're keeping your eyes open looking for other properties.
Right.
So I've gone out and looked at like 35 properties, and I come back with 50 that were distressed, run down, because there was additional ones we found. But that's a cheap, inexpensive way, no marketing money. Or, as you would do, Tim, you would do like click to mail and upload that whole list.
Right.
And so I've got a stack of cards that I just started doing this because of our conversations during direct mail. So we send out like 4,000, 5,000 pieces, and you want to get back about anywhere from 300 to 500 vacants.
Yeah.
And now you focus on those.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's awesome. I love that. And yeah, like everything you described so far is super inexpensive to do. Yes, it takes, requires some time, right?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, sweat equity. Sweat equity, but we were talking about at the beginning of this interview is that if you starting this business out and you don't have a lot of money to do marketing, but even like in your case where you are a very experienced investor, very advanced, you still continue to do this, it's because like it works, and it works extremely well, and it's more than worth, the time and the effort that you put into it to do a deal.
I have 3 daughters. I don't know how many kids. You have 2 kids, right?
2 boys.
2 kids. So I have 3 daughters, and they're expensive. And I've got a wife that does not like to work outside the home. Her full-time job is way tougher than mine, I assure you. But that takes money to be responsible for, 4 human beings and 3 dogs and a business that employs 6 folks. I've got to stay busy. And I don't mind it because I delegate a lot of my responsibilities. Good guy I know, Sean Terry, I think it was Sean that put me onto this about you better be marketing, you better be automating, you better be delegating.
Right.
Otherwise, you're working in your business instead of on your business.
Right.
So the more I can delegate, the better. I just expanded my office space. We're looking to bring on even 2 or 3 more people because the deals are just so plentiful, it's hard to keep up with it. I mean, really.
Right.
One deal, I told you, 3 weeks ago I did a deal. I made $60,000 on a wholesale.
Wow.
Yeah, all I did was clean it out, wholesale it, and nothing pretty much out of pocket except the clean out fee.
Right.
That's pretty cool, right?
That's extremely cool. That's extremely cool. I love how you do that because, you know, one of the things that you specialize in is being able to find these homeowners that no one else can find, right? So your competition is almost zero.
We have no competition. The only competition I have is the guy in the mirror. That's it. He's the worst competition I have.
I love that. And you know, and also, so besides going after these distressed, tax delinquent, pre-foreclosures, I know you also train other people, students, bird dogs, right? You also train other people to scout out deals for you. So can you explain, you know, with us like your process for doing that, and you know, how do you keep them motivated? How do you pay them? Things of that nature.
No, I totally understand where you're coming with that, and that's really smart. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Yes, I got my 2 latest deals in the last week on pre-foreclosures, but what if that's not biting? So then we go after other lead sources. But even more so, I run the club partly to JV with other folks who don't know what the heck they're doing. In fact, I had 2 emails today. I'm supposed to be off, and I sent the staff home for the day and also Monday, but I'm here at the office. I'm talking to Tim here. I'm looking at other lead sources. Look, I swear I just wrote down this address here. Lady called me off one of those mailers. It's so easy. I feel like an idiot not being here because it's so easy. But I run the club because I do train folks. This year alone, Tim, I think we've had about 80 to 100 people come into my office. They sit right here, and we train hands-on. Then we go look at properties. We go down the courthouse, and we show them how to find people using government records. So it's not that difficult. But I think this year alone, we've grown our club from, I think, at the beginning of the year, 250 to like 500 active members. So all of those folks who may not want to do coaching may come across a deal. This guy I was talking to this morning, that's the case. In Northeast San Antonio, lady doesn't want the home anymore. She just wants to pay off the underlying mortgage. It needs a lot of work, probably about 30 grand. And I would not have known about that deal but for the fact that I've got this bird dog out there. Whether you're starting out or you've been doing this for a while, it's important to create your own army of bird dogs. Every person you meet, you know, I'm pulling out my wallet, so bear with me. Sometimes I'll flash, you know, a few hundreds here and just say, hey, I want to give this to you if you can find me vacant homes. And that $60,000 one I just told you about, that was the mailman who came to our meeting.
Nice.
And I made 60 grand off that.
Nice.
And I gave him, instead of $500, I gave him $1,000 in hopes to keep him motivated.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely.
So, I love that. So let's transition to that. So someone, you know, let's say an investor gets started in this business, done a few deals. How can they best sort of start their own group or start recruiting bird dogs? What would you recommend for them?
You'd be shocked. Just on your own Facebook page is a great start. Okay? Every chance you get to send someone a personal email, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's how I buy. I close fast. Let me know if you come across any properties. That's another way. I got to be honest with you. Running a club is a pain in the butt. I have literally 2.5 employees. I say half because he does other stuff for me, but I have 2.5 employees running it for me because it's a full-time thing. You can always just do a meetup, but you may only get 5 or 10 people show up, and it's usually the same 5 or 10 people. We have over 1,000 people in our meetup because we really promote the hell out of it. And we've been doing it for about 3 years. But you got to start somewhere.
Right.
You've got to start somewhere. In your Houston town, I want to say there's at least, 7 or 10 clubs?
Yeah, there's
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. I think if you really wanted this, you do a meetup or something that's very niche. Like, for example, wholesaling, flipping, landlording, owner financing, lease option. That way you really get a targeted market list. To me, the easiest one would be wholesaling. How to get started in real estate investing when you're broke.
Right.
You get tons of those kind of people. Yeah.
I love that. So basically, you're saying the best source of bird dogs to start out with is your contact list, your Facebook. So let everyone in your life and on your Facebook, which is part of your life too, know that, you buy houses, you can close fast. So if they have a deal, if they have a house they want to sell to you, they could do that. If they know someone, they can send it to you, right?
Absolutely. And I do partner with people all the time. If they bring me the seller and I didn't have to do any marketing, if I didn't have to do pretty much anything except meet with the sellers right here, which I've done numerous times, then I don't mind parting going 50-50 if we just do a quick wholesale. Hell, I don't mind splitting 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand.
Right.
Do you? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't.
No, it's easy.
Right.
I got tons of buyers, by the way, begging me for deals.
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
do you have any kind of training materials for your bird dogs?
You know what? I want them to become a member of our club. When they do, I send them a 10-page kind of manual on how to get started. And I've been told by numerous people that have gone to all these coaching bull crap from all these national companies that I gave more value in my free 10 pages than most people get in these, crazy, we're going to talk about real estate investing, but we're never really going to do it with you. So when they want, I show them where to look, how to look, and what to look for. And if they can do that, that's really the hardest part for me as a guy. I can't be everywhere. So if I can have 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 bird dogs always on the lookout, that's fantastic.
That's awesome. So now let's transition to the more experienced investor, right? So someone who perhaps have a lot of marketing out there already, and they're probably paying anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 in marketing to get a deal done, right? What would you advise to them in terms of, how to, because one of the reasons why I think a lot of investors like the direct mail marketing, or because those type of marketing are more automated, where it's less time from the the marketer themselves, right? The investors themselves. So how would you speak into that, or say, hey, look, you can do what you're doing with direct mail, with TV and all of that, but there's also this hidden niche almost, right? Not hidden, but still, most people don't do that. There's tons of, deals there that you are, leaving on the table for not working this. So how would you speak into that for those type of investors?
Listen, there's lots of us who are in that group. So here's my wisest advice. Ready? Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Stop trying to get 100% of every deal. Instead, learn to bring people in that you can train to do little things for you, like the follow-ups. Like when you do all this direct mail, are you following up on any of those postcards? Do you have a system in place that someone's doing that for you? I'll be honest with you, these 2 deals that I just did in the last week, I didn't do anything to get them. I set up systems that other people did it for me, and then I share part of that wealth with them. And they don't have to worry about coming up with any money. All they have to do is follow through, do a skip search, do something.
I love that.
The quality of your leads, it sounds like they're already good. But what are you doing to maximize those leads? You get those postcards, you just put them in a box. I bet you that's what most people do.
That's what most people do.
Yeah, I know they do, because I see them. They bring me boxes like, yeah, this is from 2 years ago. I'm like, you just missed out on the gold mine. Yeah. To me, vacant homes are the gold mine. Trying to track down the family or the owners is paramount. So literally, as I'm talking to you, Tim, I created a whole new room in my space here, so I can bring on 2 or 3 more people just to do that. We literally got so many leads. I just can't do. I'd rather just give quite a bit of it away, so that way I still get a piece of the pie. We have a good buddy in common, Emilio.
Yeah.
He years ago, he and I would love to sit down and just brainstorm about how businesses are run and how to get a piece of every deal, and you don't have to even get a majority. I'd rather get 30% of 100 deals and do absolutely nothing. And I'm just filthy rich. We've talked about grocery stores. Their profit margin is 2 or 3%.
Yep.
And if you can get 30%, 40% just for setting up systems and give a bulk of it to other parties, man, you'll have people begging you to be part of your team. And now you can do way more deals with not that much effort. It's amazing.
I love that. It's funny that you said it, and you said it that way, because that's actually one of my goals in 2017 here. is to outsource my real estate a lot more than I have. Normally I outsource them to my staff, my employees, right? But now I'm really expanding that into bird dogs and into people like that, bringing deals, doing deals with them. So it's perfect that you speaking into that. So share with us, like a really badass skip tracing tip that you do.
Okay.
I know you're like the king of that.
Whatever. No. Every day I'm a full-time student, Tim. Every day I never stop learning. I never stop asking guys like you or Emilio or other folks, how can I be better at what I do? If you think you know it all, you're dying, I assure you. But one of my favorite ways to find people, and I don't mean to offend anybody, is if I'm looking at a home, it's vacant, I try to find the closest house to that house that has a Mexican woman, because she'll tell you everything.
That's joke, funny. Obviously. I've never heard of that one.
It's a joke, obviously, but I'm Mexican, so there you go. Anyway, find a neighbor. Ask them anything about these folks. Has there been a death in the family? Have they divorced? Have they moved? Do they know what kind of work they used to do? What they drive? Anything to try to find those folks. And I'm not beneath knocking the trash can over and seeing what mail is being delivered there to see who else is in the home. Okay? I mean, that alone doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take much time to do that. I remember there was this kid many years ago. I pulled out a $100 bill and I said, if you can let me know when the seller shows up, because he periodically would show up to keep track of the property. When he shows up, if I come by here and I buy it, I'll give you the $100. And sure enough, a week later, I get a call from this kid. He says, hey, the guy's here right now. If you come over right now, give me that $100 bill.
Dude, that's smart.
The guy didn't want to sell it, so I ended up giving the kid $20 and he was happy.
That is so smart. I've never heard of that. That's super genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny. I do it a little bit different, but I get yelled at the way I do mine. I actually put a we buy houses sign on their yard.
With a question mark. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But that's awesome. Well, so I'm sure by now, the folks love to connect with you. Where do if someone wants to reach out to you, connect with you, where do you want to send them?
Well, best place to go is San Antonio Real Estate Investors Association website. So 6 letters, SAREIA.com. So if they go there, they get a lot of our stuff. And starting in January, because I hired this media guy, we're going to do tons of videos on certain topics. We also hold our first meeting of the month, first Tuesdays of the month, monthly meetings, first Tuesday of the month, which is on our website. We don't bring in a lot of outside speakers. We just don't. We do real training, a lot of Q&A, answer every damn question. So when you leave, you feel like you got some real value instead of run to the back room and buy our products, from this speaker, this speaker, this speaker. We don't do that, Tim. If they really, really want to do deals with me, they can always email me. So write this down, Victor, Victor, at maaslawfirm.com. Maas is spelled Maas, lawfirm.com.
That's awesome. And are you only looking for deals in San Antonio, or because no,
I'll look at anywhere. In fact, my favorite deals, if you really must know, are the ones that are distressed, hoarder house. They've got 2, 3, 4 judgments against them, or literally you need to close it today. Deals I really like are the ones that are really distressed, hoarder type houses, hard to find the sellers. They need to sell and close today. Like literally, they'll come to my desk. I'll write them a check, whatever that deal is. I can write that because I'm blessed enough. And then we get it done today. And because I'm the lawyer, I can draft the deed. I can record the deed from right here from this computer. You're looking at me. I record deeds electronically. I mean, how many people do you know that do that?
Right. That's really cool. So let me, I guess let's speak into that, right? Some people listening to this might say, well, he's an attorney. He can do all kinds of stuff, right? Well, I can't do that. So if someone is not an attorney, then what?
Joint venture, dummies. Okay? Listen, an excuse is nothing more than a lie stuff with reasons. Listen, if you're not an attorney, it's okay. If I was in your shoes and I was not a broker, I was not a lawyer or anything, you would just find someone who knows how to get things done. That's it. Listen, I don't know how to extract teeth or fill in a teeth or do brain surgery, so find someone that does. And again, so what if you don't get 100% of the profit? Share some of that, okay? I have to share my money with staff. I've got to share my money with joint venture partners. So don't be afraid to find somebody. There's a great book, I think you know it, Tim, 3 Feet from Gold.
Oh, yeah.
And because the guy wouldn't go and ask for help, he ended up not finding this amazing treasure that was only 3 feet over. So don't be afraid to ask for help or get help. If you were to call me and said, hey, I got this deal. It's worth $150,000. We can pick it up for $50,000. And the problem is this. Well, great. Give me a call. Contact me. Email me. Let me look at the deal. Now, I like to prehab and wholesale. I don't like to rehab and flip it with partners. I have just found that's just not very conducive to good business because they want to do it their way and I want to do it my way, and even though I'm putting up the money. So the point is, you want to make some quick cash, this is how I do it.
Perfect. I love that. So I have an so go to sareia.com, check you out, go to the meeting, get trained, get do deals with you, right? Joint venture.
That's right.
All right, cool. I have another question for you. So to me, I think that all entrepreneurs are heroes. Do you see yourself as a hero?
It's funny. There's this lady named Mitzi. She came to see me a few months ago. And between you and I, she's a yoga instructor, but not making any real money. And she's struggling. Don't hold me to this, but I think she may be living in a mobile home on this furthest part of town. It's what she can afford. And that's nothing wrong with that. We've done 2 wholesale deals together. We generated $93,000 that we split. She's already on her 3rd and her 4th deal on her own.
Wow.
When somebody like that who can't make money due to lack of education, due to lack of money, due to lack of faith in themselves, I do feel like a hero at that moment. I really feel proud when I help somebody figure out a way to make more money. I've learned how to make more.
All right, freeze again. You back? All right.
Sorry about that. I try not to move.
All right. So you were saying, she's done 2 deals, and now 3rd deal, 3-4
She's
deals
on her
on her
3rd.
own.
Yeah, she's on her 3rd and 4th deal on her own. When I can help somebody who basically is broke or doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't have faith in themselves and they can now do a deal on their own, makes me very proud. I feel like a hero at that moment.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Victor, for this amazing interview. I love everything you share. A lot of things you share are, they're just not commonly taught. They're not common practice, right? But it's really good stuff. And I love the difference that you're out there making for all your members there. All the people, especially that lady you just share. Oh my gosh, imagine like having that kind of a life change, right? And not just life for her, but like legacies for generations after her. Because
she's creating her own army of bird dogs. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Seriously.
That's perfect. Awesome. All right, Victor, thank you so much, buddy. I love this interview. I'm sure the listeners also love it as well. So with that, everyone, see you on the next interview. And Victor, see you next time, buddy.
See you soon, buddy.
All right.
Take care.
Take care.
And that's our show for today. If you have any questions or would like to get further training from Tim Mai, please visit our website at www.dodeals.com/Tim.